Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be making protein balls, one of my family's absolute favorite go-to snacks. You can even use it as a dessert. But before we get into it, I want to offer you a freebie. It's two of my most popular desserts from my Never Skip dessert recipes, and you can get that by clicking in the link, the description below. Or you can go to jessicaschroeder.info to get those for absolutely free. Now let's get into the kitchen and make those yummy protein balls. Hi there. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make one of my healthy snack ideas. It's one of my favorite. It's our protein balls, and they're super easy. I love them because they don't take a lot of time. They are very versatile, so you can change up the flavors. You can add in different mix-ins, different protein powders, and you can make them ahead of time, store them in the refrigerator. They're best cold, so I definitely recommend storing them in the refrigerator, but you could also make enough to put in the freezer and then pull them out as you need. They're a great option to just grab and go if you don't have time to eat breakfast, because they're loaded with protein and all the good stuff that you need. My kids love them. Even in the mornings when it's super early and they need to go run off to sports, they'll grab one or two of the protein balls and it gets them through their activity. They're also great because they're sweeter. They're great for dessert. So they're great to have one or two in the evening as like a little treat. So I'm gonna take you step by step on how to make these super easy protein balls. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do is add all your wet ingredients first. So I'm using agave. You could use real maple syrup. No like Aunt Jemima or anything. Those are loaded with sugar and artificial stuff. So like real maple syrup or even honey. I love agave because it's a little bit more liquidy, so I think it works best with this recipe. So you want 1/3 cup of agave. So I'll just measure it out. You add that to the bowl, and then you're going to want vanilla extract, and it's just 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I eyeball my vanilla because if you do a little too much, it's not that bad. Just like when I make cookies, I always eyeball the vanilla. So you want 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then our nut butter. So I normally use an almond butter. I'm completely out of almond butter. I don't know how that happened, but this is another great butter. So this is, it's a blend of almonds, cashews, pecans, and it also has cinnamon in it. There's no added oils or fats or anything. So this is great. It actually has like little chunks of the pecans, so you'll get like that little crunch in the ball. So you'll want 3/4 of a cup of your nut butter. You can use, like I said, you can use almond butter. You can even use peanut butter. I would make sure that it's an organic peanut butter and that it doesn't have any of the added oils or fats. They like to add ingredients that are unnecessary in all of like the nut butters. So you should be looking for whatever nut it is. So if it's a peanut, it should be peanuts. And that's it. It doesn't need the extra oil. So I'm gonna just go ahead and mix up the wet ingredients. So it should be like that consistency. So you have your nut butter, your sweetener, like either agave, honey, and then your vanilla extract. And then you add in your dry ingredients. So I'm gonna add in the protein. I use the same protein for all of my recipes, so I can't guarantee that another brand of protein is gonna taste the same. But for this recipe, I'm using a raspberry chocolate protein. My protein is 20 grams of vegan protein. It's plant-based. There's no soy in it, which is an inflammatory ingredient. There's no whey, which is dairy, which can also be inflammatory. And when we have inflammation in our body, that's when we tend to, it's easier for us to get sick. It affects our joints and everything, so I try to stay away from soy and whey. So you add your protein, and then you're gonna want just a dry oat, like an oatmeal. And you're gonna do a cup of that. So a cup of oats into the bowl. And then I add in a fiber supplement. It has no flavor. The average person doesn't get enough fiber in their diet, so I like to add this. It's just 1 scoop. It's a powder. I like to add it in as many recipes as I can, especially if it's for the kids, because it's just, like I said, the average person doesn't get enough of it, so the more I can add into it, the better. So now you have all the dry ingredients, and you're just going to mix them together. And like I said earlier, you can use any flavor protein. This is great with vanilla, chocolate, strawberry would be really good. And then you could add in like dried strawberry pieces. With these protein balls, like you can add in any mix-ins. I'm going to add in mini chocolate chips because I used a raspberry chocolate protein, so I'm going to do mini chocolate chips. This is a great brand because it doesn't have the added oils, fats, all that. It's simply cane sugar, unsweetened chocolate, and cocoa butter. So you kind of want to eyeball. You don't want too many mix-ins because then the protein ball won't hold together, because you'll have more of, you won't have enough of like the wet protein ball part. It'll just all be mix-ins. So I'm gonna say about a handful and a half. I really don't measure my mix-ins. And you can always add more if it looks like the protein ball will hold up to more. You can add in slivered almonds. You could sprinkle in cinnamon here. I mean, really, whatever flavor combo you want, it'll work. Okay, so once everything's all mixed together, I get a tablespoon, and then that's how I form my balls. So I'll scoop, and then just with your hands, you just roll it together. You have a nice protein ball. I will store these in a Tupperware and I'll stick them in the fridge. Like I said, super easy to grab and go, and they taste delicious. So I hope you enjoy, and cheers to a healthy day. I hope you and your family enjoy those protein balls as much as my family does. They're definitely a staple in our house that we keep in the fridge at all times, just because they're so convenient and they're delicious. Now, don't forget that freebie that I offered, the 2 free desserts from my Never Skip dessert recipes. You can get them by clicking the link in the description below or going to jessicaschroeder.info. And be sure to check back periodically because I will have new recipes and tips popping up every week. So cheers to a healthy, happy family, and have a great day.